Today is February 24, 2026. It is 4:50 a.m. I believe this is video number 4. This video, there might be 2 parts to it because the list is kind of long. The very first video that I did tonight, I wasn't planning on recording at all. Then later on, I start scrolling on my timeline on Twitter, and I saw a lot of things that I wanted to share with you. So there I am with probably, I think that's the 4th recording, 4th video. So let's go on Twitter. So we're gonna start with this. Just and newly released Epstein email proof King Charles and senior palace aides knew in 2010 to 2011 that Prince Andrew was secretly feeding Jeffrey Epstein confidential UK trade and investment documents. They did nothing. Now Andrew's been arrested for misconduct in public office, and the world is finally seeing how long the cover-up lasted. The monarchy knew, they stay silent. Thoughts? What was it? There's an article that I read where Charles and Andrew put their heads together to remove the Queen's security. Secretary, private secretary. And the reason they did that, because the private secretary knew about the Epstein thing. And then when they removed the private secretary, who was trying to protect the monarch or the crown, and what is it? These two, Charles and Andrew, wanted certain things. All right. So because the private secretary was advising the Queen the right way, and he said something like, because of the Epstein thing, there's certain things these two cannot get, but because they're so eager of wanting whatever it is that they want. I think for Charles, he wanted to do something for his party. For Andrew, I forgot what he wanted, but anyway, I'll show you the thing. Just look on the screen. So they knew, they been on. And the worst thing is, I've said that every time I raise it in some videos, it's the people who's getting those information, those secret information, who's risking their lives, okay? Every countries have their spies, every one of them, whether or not we like it, okay? But it's the young people, whoever, may not be young, the people who's risking their lives to get the secrecy for them, and these two lazies just walk in and take it and then go sell it. This is the thing for me. The UK is not even my country. This is the thing that pisses me off. All right. They were all part of it, and they felt they were untouchable. Not a word, though, that Peter Mandelson had been doing exactly the same thing for over 27 years, if not longer. Proof positive that the corrupt establishment are hanging Andrew out to dry. Yep, exactly. Paddington Bear is disgusted with all of you. There's that. Hardly, I think they put this because, what is it? Him with his teddy bear. All right, so there's more comment here. You could pause and read. Let me go to the next one. This is a video. And this one, I think, is mostly focusing on the UK. All right, let's pause. Good morning, Trevor P. Tweet. Who's that? Trevor Phillip. Okay, Trevor Phillips, ex-protection chief confirms conspiracy of silence protected Andrew. Palace knew victims suffer while he leaked Afghanistan brief to Epstein. Commonwealth sees the right. Europe holds royal accountable. Why can't we? All right, so let's listen to that. It's almost 2 minutes.
Welcome to Sunday Morning with Trevor Phillips. When is a prince not a prince? Obviously, when he's called Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, stripped of his title by the King in response to public revulsion at his brother's association with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein has now dragged the royal family into the fetid swamp of his crimes, along with a peer of the realm, Lord Mandelson, not to mention members of the American aristocracy like Bill and Hillary Clinton and Bill and Melinda Gates. But this weekend, the Epstein affair's tentacles are starting to touch the very constitution of our nation. In several of the Commonwealth nations, which currently count the British Crown as their sovereign, the question's being asked, do we really need a king? And though this may not yet be a question discussed down at the Dog and Duck, the experts are musing whether the days of the hereditary monarchy are numbered. It used to be the case that princes were defined by birth.
Wow.
But if public disgust or disapproval can depose a prince, why not then a king? And if a king may fall at the command of the people, why not let the people choose the next one? The great 19th century constitutional theorist Walter Bagehot warned against letting daylight in on the magic of the monarchy. He thought that removing the mystique that surrounds royalty would eventually destroy it. Today, Bagehot sounds prophetic. 3 decades ago, a shaft of light was shone on Buckingham Palace by the royal author Andrew Morton, who joins us later. Today, the curtains may be thrown wide open, not by a journalist, but by a prince of the realm.
There's that, because we have an establishment that protects them. This is how they have thrived in their elitist world. Not this time, though. Epstein documented everything to the point that pleading the fifth doesn't work anymore. The establishment is not in control of the files. Does the UK have pleading the fifth? I don't know. Epstein fixed Russian girl for Andrew because the system is corrupt to the core. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Does the UK have those things too? I don't know. Next one. Okay. I try not to cover the BAFTA too much, but I mention it, make reference to it in other places. Platell, no one will say it, but Prince William is the monarchy's next big problem. Okay, William the Rothschild won't be king. The royal family have been exposed. Kate kinda nailed the collapse. Say what you will about Charles, but at least he shows up. He makes mistakes, but he still does the job. William thinks leadership means hiding and emerging only after the dust has settled to announce he always agreed with whatever everyone has now decided was the right thing. That is true. That is true. Whether he stuck his finger in Meghan's face to lecture her about British manners. Thank you, Yankee Doodles, for distilling that so eloquently. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Oh my God. Now, but I almost skip it. 16. Okay, I might put the wrong one. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Okay, I thought I skipped it. Okay, so let's pause. Prince William has said he's not in a calm state. Yawn. He is an attention-seeking clown searching for sympathy. Tell William to do what they told Prince Harry to do. Grin and bear it video. William just needs to play the game and his life will be easier. All right, 47 seconds.
In the docuseries, Harry shares more details about growing up as a royal and how it affected his mental health. He shares that his struggles intensified when he was 12 years old because of the death of his mother, Princess Diana. He reveals that his requests for help were met by, quote, total silence and total neglect by the royal family. He claims that when it came to his mental health struggles, he was told to grin it and bear, explaining, quote, family members have said just play the game and your life will be easier.
Family members have said just play the game and your life will be easier. But I've got a hell of a lot of my mum in me.
It's Prince Harry like we've never seen him. The Duke of Sussex is opening up about his life and telling Oprah Winfrey how therapy has helped him get to a better place.
In the docuseries,
I wish I had come across this when we were talking about the what is it? The Epstein file, where he said something about when he went to the radio station and he brought his children's up. Is that a video? Okay, I'm not gonna read all of this. You could pause and read. Yeah, William, it just go along wherever the wind goes. And this is what I say about was it Earthshot? I think they persuade him to make it what it is now for profit. Or what Marjorie Wallace said when Meghan said she had suicidal thought. Wallace said that her, Meghan, playing the victim doesn't help. Oh, please. Prince William is being honest. We've all heard of anger issues. Okay, whatever. Make excuse for him, whatever. Let's go to the next tweet. Now the BAFTA thing. Am I putting... someone... Okay, it's different caption, I think. Will BAFTA President Prince William make a statement about the racist incident? In the very first video that I did, this morning when I thought I wasn't going to record, and I tried to look to see if he put any statement out, because that would have been a perfect time for him to say something. So far, nothing. All right, let's pause that GIF. William and Kate Middleton won't ever go to make any statement about racism on people of color at all. He don't care about racism in every sport. His sister-in-law, Meghan Sussex, and his biracial nephew and nieces. This picture is meme ready. William Luther King Jr. hasn't said a word. Shocking. There's the laugh here. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so that's a screenshot. The gullible plebs are in for a rude awakening. William is a proven violent thug and bully with anger issues and no capacity compassion. Okay, political picks. It's time the king made a statement to the nation regarding its current state before it's too late to save the firm. Then hand over his son and retire for his health. William will, I hope, bring the firm into the 21st century. Capacity for compassion. I think she fix herself somewhere here. Oh, somewhere here. All right, you have hit the nail on the head as your description is spot on. There's that. Trigger warning. Fruit of the poison tree coming. That is true. Fruit of the poison tree coming up. I know we hate Mandy for all the nasty things she said and continue to say about our Duchess, but I had to strongly agree with her on future King William, pointing down here. Comments were on fire. They stopped them now. Okay, Amanda Platell. No one seems to dare say it, but William is the monarchy's next big problem. Alright, I won't laugh my head off if Charles had to step down for corruption or crime associated with Andrew, and Williams were exposed as bent and unfit to be king. James O'Brien talked of this on LBC yesterday. That lad believe God wants them to be king, queen, so if you can't just be removed from the line of succession, what is the point? Actually, what is the point of them anyway? This seems actionable. Okay, Charles can't step down. Yes, he can. He could abdicate. The several to be inherited billions of pounds, mostly hidden in offshore accounts, according to Paradise Papers, only remain tax-free if and when the monarchy dies. Imagine funding these people for basic stuff. Abolish the monarchy. Gullible plebs are becoming fewer and fewer, I feel. Charles wait 75 years, he will not step down. Yeah, I think so too. Especially with the one next to him. Unless if the one next to him, the horse, okay, they want to control everything, which, you know, they could do some stuff, fast forward certain things, and have the minor to be the king. All right, next tweet. A lot of things goes in my mind. I didn't say, okay, as I reach to the minor kid. Monarchy at crunch point, and king may have to stand aside. Ex-Prince's biographer, historian and biographer Andrew Loney tells AFP that the British royal family is at a crunch point, adding that if it is found that they have been abetting him, enabling him, protecting him, then I think Charles will have to stand aside. All right, let's listen. The arrest of ex-Prince Andrew has handed King Charles III a fresh crisis. The disgraced former royal's biographer believes it could be the biggest threat yet. From a series of personal shock to mar the king reign.
I think they're at a crunch point. If they handle this crisis properly, if they show transparency and honesty and really do cooperate with the police, and they're found not to have been involved in protecting Andrew, then they'll be fine. But if they are found that they have been abetting him, enabling him, protecting him, then I think Charles will have to stand aside.
They know, okay? They know. Andrew was arrested and held here for hours in police custody on 19 February. Suspicions of misconduct in public office.
So here's Andrew commanding his only command, HMS Cottesmore, a minesweeper, and then a picture with Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. He was forwarding emails to various business associates, which was privileged insider information, particularly, for example, to Jeffrey Epstein during the banking crisis of 2008, giving confidential information about the Royal Bank of Scotland, which had been taken into public ownership. The Queen just refused to accept that her son wasn't brilliant. And so he did a great deal of damage. He was trying to cage money, for example, off the Sultan of Oman, which created a huge diplomatic incident. He was trying to sell his house to various people in the Middle East. And he was quite obviously doing private business on the side, which again irritated not just the ambassadors there, but some of the heads of state. All the way through his life, he's had no boundaries. He's been told he's wonderful. He's been over-promoted. Knows he's been protected. And he knows he can get away with any behaviour he wants.
That's right. They knew, okay? They knew. From past articles, they knew. If the Queen's Secretary knew, they knew. Charles William and Queen Elizabeth knew about Epstein. They didn't care as long as it was not made public. Oh, and they steal from taxpayers and from charities. Oh my God, this is too long. Maybe this one, that was back in 2024. Dispatches can reveal how King Charles and Prince William are making millions from the taxpayers. In a joint investigation with, at the Times, we have uncovered lucrative deals with the armed forces, school, and even the NHS. I think I covered this already. I'm not gonna go over it. It's 4 minutes. Let's go to the next tweet. Was it last year or the year before? If anything, I could come back to it another time. All right, next tweet. There's no comment. Who's that? Who's that? Classic movie, classic. Okay, the Epstein files. Wonder if Henry, black guy, had this energy when Duchess Meghan Markle was pregnant and suicidal. He's being used as a lightning rod for all the angry people feel. Prince Andrew has become a figurehead for British discontent. All right, 1 minute and 8 seconds.
In the end, all the people he's offended for all those decades have suddenly now turned around and pointed at him.
And when it comes to the hue and cry, you know, and I know you hate that aspect of our national character, you know, where people are tarring and feathering somebody almost as prey, he's been used as a lightning rod for all the anger that people feel about so many other things, and that's what's happening.
I just think simply because you don't like somebody who you've never met before and never will meet doesn't mean that you should be treating this as some blood sport. I mean, what we're demanding now is at least based on the evidence that is currently in the public domain and is all allegations at this stage, it goes, in my view, way too far. We're absolutely hounding this man.
You may well be right. You may well be right.
We want him to be stripped. He's been stripped of all of his baubles. There are people who demand that he be exiled. Where is he going to be exiled to? Stripped of any money. How is we expecting him to be?
He can go
him to be ostracised from all of his family.
Well, he can't be, at the moment, he's under police investigation, so he can't be exiled, but that is an option.
That's why he has to stay and be in the country. All right, next tweet. There was no comment, okay? There's the laugh here. The heat is on. Liz John, this picture of Kate at the BAFTA says it all. We are tired of reading between the lines. It's time for the truth. 15 seconds. Oh, people are laughing.
No sabemos qué ha pasado, pero lo voy a...
Okay, they're just laughing. So there's the headline here. OMG, Liz. Okay, so that was that. I thought it was more than that. Next one. Yeah, the thing that happened at BAFTA, I truly think it was deliberate to shift the attention away from William and the Epstein file and what happened in the Middle East. I think that's what it was. Okay, the next one, there's the laugh. And this is the screenshot. Jack Posobiec dig at Meghan Markle's backfires into compliment fest. Political commentator Jack Posobiec posted on Saturday that Meghan, born in 1981 and now 44, is older than husband Harry, 41, brother William, 43, and Kate, born 5 months later, Supporters flipped the script with photo comparison showing Meghan looking fresh-faced and younger, like Lincoln's viral post contrasting beaming Kate and tweet with a somber Meghan, or Juliet noting Kate appears a decade older. Comment piled on, from Meghan's look flawless at 45 to cheeky jabs that Posobiec embarrassed Kate, dominating replies to his 6,000 like post. There's that. I left this pic on his shade, SHADE post. Like, what did he think he was doing? They are all idiots trying to insult HR. Yeah, again, the thing is to remove the attention that's going on with the royal family. Anything, the same thing that Trump did regarding the Obamas, it just keeps on backfiring these people. They haven't learned. They're not willing to change. This is the thing here. They want to be loved. Those racists, they want people to like them. But their behavior is actually pushing more people away from them. And at the same time, they're trying to shift whatever the negative attention that they are facing away from them. And by doing that, what they know best, how to be racist. And then it keeps on backfiring. They are all idiots trying to insult HRH, the Duchess of Sussex. So now a night that's supposed to be about the Toby and his wife, the other brother by the way, and his wife turns out to be good PR for Meghan. This is what usually happens to a person like Meghan with good heart. Yeah. At this point, it's clear that people seeking viral moment deliberately comment on Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, because there was no reason for him to have climbed over that side of Twitter. It's not even his wheelhouse, per se. That's an ad. Okay, what point was he trying to make? I mean, anyone with eye going to give him the response he got? Even born-on fans regularly Photoshop her photos. Oh, good. Why was he suddenly piling on Meghan? There's the laugh here. What the enemy meant for evil, God always turns it around for Meghan's good. There's the laugh. That's true. Clowns. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. I think the next one is making reference to it as well. I think I had 2 or 3. Okay, maybe not. It's making reference to it. There's no comment. They are wondering why the royal family is where it is while they enable them by being their PR machine. The clowns. I haven't seen well, I haven't been hanging out too much on Twitter, but I don't see them coming out that much. There's this here. This is extra. Now, Liz John has questioned after seeing picture of Kate at the BAFTA. Well, we all have questions, and we have had them for a while now. Kate's fans take every picture of a healthy, beautiful Meghan apart while ignoring an extremely thin, worn-out Kate. Liz Jones is concerned. All right, there she is here, that screenshot. This picture of Kate at the BAFTA says it all. We are tired of reading between the lines. It's time for the truth. All right, let's leave that alone. Next tweet. I want to make it quick. Oh, already 24 minutes. Okay. May everything meant to harm her continue to boomerang and strike the senders, and those it was meant to uplift 100 times. All right, so there's the thing again. Today's news, Meghan Markle compliment flood post meant to mark her age. Right? Okay, so that's the thing I just read previously. So, yeah. Amen. There's that. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. All right, amen. So they even admitted that photos of William and Kate looking old and haggard are the real and unfiltered ones. There's that for sure. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. I'm almost done. I have 2 more. The media. Okay, the media went further than that. They were able to tell us what Meghan was thinking, her feelings, and what her plans were for the foreseeable future. But when it came to Prince Andrew, we got nothing unless he messed up himself and told us. Okay, so she retweeted that. That was yesterday. Are we supposed to believe that the media who tell us what Markle had for breakfast wasn't aware of what Andrew was doing? They even told us what happened at her baby shower before it even happened. Bullseye. Okay, so there's that. I like the way the squad turning thing. Okay, so this is JTB. And I have one more after that. And that'll be it. Okay, tell them. So there's no comment here. So let's go into it. Let's pause. You really think the internet trolls scare someone who grew up fat, Asian, gay, Filipino, and bullied? I'm 53, lost nearly 100 pounds, build muscle and confident. I improve. You stay bitter. I'm bulletproof. May God protect JTB. Hey, he's telling like it is. Almost 2 minutes. Let's listen.
Let me address the roaches that crawl up into my comment sections. The ones that think a dusty little paragraph typed with 2 thumbs is gonna shake me. Baby, I grew up fat. I grew up Asian. I grew up gay. I grew up Gen X. I grew up in New York, bitch. And yes, I grew up Filipino. Do you understand what that combo pack comes with? Filipino families don't build character. They roast you like it's a competitive sport. Your own aunt will look at you dead in the face and say, you gained weight even before she says hello. And being gay on top of that? Oh, I was in the emotional trenches early. I learned how to survive before I even learned how to slay. I learned how to laugh at pain before the internet even existed. So
he is right. Okay, my husband family are not Filipino. They are Burmese. So once we got comfortable, they got to know me and things like that. And I explained the situation that happened. And then when I explained the situation, they were laughing at me. They said, oh, you too? You went through that too? But anyway, they're all significant others had to go through certain things. I don't want to say it. I don't want to embarrass my husband. But anyway, let's continue.
So when random nobodies try, and the operative word there is try, to insult me, I'm like, that's it? You think I survived childhood, immigrant trauma, New York streets, family group chats, high school bullying, and the early 2000s internet just to be taken out by you? I am 53 years old. I didn't get here by accident. I didn't wake up confident one day. I built this. I became self-aware. I became self-assured. I learned who I am and stood on it. Just years of choosing myself. You're here throwing pebbles. I'm a fucking tank. However, I didn't build this skin overnight. This is decades of becoming. This is muscle memory from surviving. This is me knowing exactly who I am. So when you try to humble me, you're late. I've already been humbled by life, by family, by mirrors, by time. Now, I'm just unbothered. You're not the villain in my story. You're background noise. And I don't argue with static. Because while you're typing, I'm living. I'm evolved. I'm layered. I'm interesting. I'm magnetic. I'm someone who built himself from scratch and loved the results. I'm someone who knows his worth. I'm someone who survived being overlooked and became undeniable. So while you're still a troll, I improved. You stayed bitter. I'm moving forward. You're stuck refreshing my page. That's the difference. I'm not fragile. I am sure as hell not unsure. I am confident, self-aware, and self-assured. I am exactly who I worked to become. And that is power. And that's the read. This is the Notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
The part where he said he's living, that is true. Because I think over the weekend, I don't know if it's old picture when he first went to California, but I think he went again. And he took some pictures showing us the burgers he was eating and things like that. So he truly is living his best life. All right, so I have one more. There's the squad talking. Okay, them, I love you. Your family sound Jamaican. The first thing my mother said is, turn back. Okay, I can't read that. All right, pretty much turn around. Let me take a look at you. You're fat. Also, your nickname are based on your shortcomings. No legs, there's that. Okay, some other language. Never try to shame a Jamaican. Damn, I love you. All right, so let's go to the next tweet, and that's my last one. I think that's David Bowie's daughter with Iman. Let me pause.
It was a weekday.
Okay, David Bowie's daughter, Lexi, 25, says she was forcibly removed from family home and sent to abusive teen treatment center, which resulted in her missing her father's final days ahead of his tragic death from cancer. All right, I don't follow her. This is the very first video of her that I'm seeing. The memory that I have of her from pictures was when she was not even a baby, maybe toddler. Alright, so this is the very first video of her talking. If there's plenty out there, this is the very first one I'm seeing. Alright, let's listen and then that'll be it. I'm not even gonna go in the comments.
It was a weekday morning. I already had gotten ready for school. My mom called me out to the living room. My dad, my godmother, and my mom were all standing there. It felt like an intervention, and in some ways it was. My dad read a letter he had written. I don't really remember what it said, but I do remember the last line, and it said, "I'm sorry we have to do this." Then two men came through the door, and they were both well over 6 feet tall. They told me I could do this the easy way or the hard way. I chose the hard way. I resisted, I screamed, I held onto the table leg. They grabbed me, they put their hands on me, they pulled me away from everything I knew, and I was screaming bloody murder. I was screaming for someone to help me, but no one did. It was a weekday morning. I already had gotten ready.
So I'm not gonna add anything to it because I don't know what she did before. What happened? Like I said, this is the very first time I'm seeing video of her talking. Okay, so I don't know. Let's leave it as that. I don't know if she had some issues that they need to do the intervention or anything like that. I don't know. Zero. All right, so I'm leaving it like this. Okay, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. I have a lot of work to do. So that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
The love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. The
because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.